for my saints. This revelation is a promise from the Lord that he will provide temporal blessings and open the door of self-reliance, which is the ability for us to provide the necessities of life for ourselves and our family members. That's from the First Presidency, and that's in the beginning of the manual. Oops. I thought there was a, oh, I want to start with a video. The church has put out a lot of videos related to this class, and this one I think is pretty great. It's about 5 minutes long. Let me make sure you can hear it. Bishop, do I have to do anything special to play a video? You're on mute, Bishop.
Go ahead and play it.
Okay. Can you see it okay?
Yes, I believe so.
Yep.
Brother Dibble,
Can you not hear it?
we can't hear it. If you click on the share screen,
Yep.
in the lower left-hand corner, the dialog box, there's a little checkbox.
Okay, hold on. Meeting controls. I'm having a hard time finding it.
Click on share screen.
Yeah, my controls aren't where I'm expecting to see them. Hold on here. Sorry, guys. I see the participants, but I don't see my button where I click share screen.
Put your mouse down on the bottom of the screen and it should pop up.
Oh, it should. I should be able to do a lot of things. Oh, shoot, Bishop. Can you take the share screen away from me real quick?
Okay. See, this will stop. Okay, here we go.
Oh, there it is. New share. Yeah, that was the trick. Yes. And share computer sound. I see that. Sorry about that.
There you go.
Can we just
All
make
right.
sure that everybody mutes themselves?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's try this again. Sorry about those technical difficulties.
I'm Curtis Scott. I'm currently the first counselor in the bishopric. I've been a member of the church for 6 years.
I fell in love and married Curtis, and everything else kind of fell into place. We love each other. We had the same values. It's just when it came to finances, sometimes I don't even think we were in the same book, let alone on the same page.
Finances and money was always a frustrating subject, and there was important conversations that we didn't have. Honestly, it would always end up with my wife in tears.
A lot of the tears came because I really felt like it was important that we have medical insurance. Finances was tight, and so I could see his point of view where in the budget does insurance fit? And my mindset was, you always need to have it and it's important. So it was difficult just to have the conversation because we weren't speaking the same language.
My bishop said there was going to be an initiative. You're going to love it. It's something that the church is producing, so you know it's good, and it's going to be great for you.
From the very first class, when we walked in with the facilitators and we did introductions and got to meet the other people in the class, the spirit was just so strong, like something amazing was about to happen. I felt that inside my spirit, and I got really excited.
So last week's commitments were, around the board, I will create a budget.
The way the class is set up is you have a facilitator. They ask questions and we talk and we share our experiences. And for me personally, that was important. It put me in a place of saying, well, here's where I am, here's what I'm thinking, well, why is that the case? And I got a chance to hear from other individuals really important things and different thoughts and viewpoints that were important for me to hear.
It's a great learning environment because there's a discussion. You make commitments every week and decide on what your goal is going to be for that week. And then you give an account to each other. And you can communicate back and forth throughout the week to see if you're on track.
It's not just, here's the principle, here's what you need to do, but it's here's the principle, now here are the steps that you need to take and build upon how to get it done. How is it that we increase our faith? How is it that our prayers get better? How do we get closer to the Savior? Those are things that we hear all the time, but sometimes just hearing what doesn't necessarily equate into how.
Eldon Tanner declared that nothing seems so certain as the unexpected in our lives. With rising medical costs, health insurance is the only way most families can meet serious accident, illness, or maternity costs.
That's one of the things I really appreciate about the class is it didn't just tell me insurance was important, but it explained the different types of insurance, how does it benefit you. So, I mean, I just got a clear understanding all the way around of changing some things and getting some insurance. Little did I know that the principles that I was going to learn in this class not only was going to help here at home, but they were going to be extremely beneficial even in my business. It actually strengthened my belief and my understanding of the care and concern that Heavenly Father has for us.
The spiritual aspect of the My Foundation puts into perspective how even your money and being a good steward, budgeting, even insurance, how that falls into Heavenly Father's plan. It strengthened my testimony on some things. And it was just step by step, line upon line, precept upon precept, and it was so easy and so fluid.
It deepened my faith. It even helped a lot with my prayers. I saw my prayers.
They're saving money. They're reading the scriptures more. They're having a desire to go to the temple, attend sacrament meeting more. Everybody in the Ward Council wanted to be in the class after Brother Scott talked about everything that happened.
I believe that this class actually did more for our marriage than the strengthening your family and your marriage class.
We were becoming a team. We have money saved up. We have insurance now. I wouldn't say that we're rich or that we have even more money, but we're definitely headed in the right direction.
I think that there's a joy that you feel when you are learning something. And when you're hitting that aha moment and it's like, I got it, and doing that with my wife, and I think that for me, that just made it really, really fun.
Yeah, we were all high-fiving and we nailed it.
Exactly.
Got that.
Okay, thank you for allowing that video. I really liked that experience that the couple had, and many things that they learned were my experience as well. Any questions yet? Can you still see my presentation? Yeah? Okay. I just want to go over for a moment what will be covered. And the first part of this class really focuses on the spiritual components of personal finance. That was my favorite part of this whole opportunity, was to really integrate my faith and prayer practices with how I manage my own money. But you'll also learn how to track income and expense in a sustainable way, something that you can keep up, and how to hold family councils on discussing financial stewardship, the importance of tithes and offerings, how to create a budget that you can stick to. And this is the first time in my adult life that my wife and I really found common ground in what that simple budget looked like and how to look at it every week. And that's been a big blessing for us. How to build an emergency fund, understanding your options for insurance, a debt reduction program, other investments that you need to think about and plan for potentially, including education or a home, and even retirement planning. It seems like a lot, but I really felt like these chunks of things that we went over was very doable. The time wasn't cramped. We had just enough time. So I was very comfortable with this in my own experience. This is something that you'll go over in the class, but really I just wanted to give you a highlight that this class shows you how to put your foundation in Jesus Christ, how to take care of your family, and then how to use the resources you have to bless and serve others. And I find a lot of value in that understanding of what finances are for and what the Lord intends us to do with them. Now, what is expected from you if you attend this class? We want to really make sure you understand this is a spiritual experience and to prayerfully participate. It's a 12-week online course. We're going to do this online. It's going to be approximately 90 minutes a session. You're going to need to participate while you're in the class. And then outside of the class, you'll be assigned accountability partners where you'll check in with each other and make sure that you can ask questions or that you're following up on assignments. And speaking of assignments, there's a little homework. It's very manageable, but if you don't take that seriously, you won't get as much out of the class as you can. And we expect you to have success. Speaking of that, let me skip over here. When the church first implemented this program, they performed a survey. And after that survey, they learned some things. 41% improved their ability to provide for the necessities of life for themselves and their family. 61% improved their ability to work directly with the Lord to solve their own problems. 40% increased their income. 59% decreased their outstanding consumer debt. And 38% increased their savings. That's measurable success. And then I can attest that some of those things were happening in my life as well. Now, this class isn't designed for these experts to come and tell you what to do. The church has moved to a facilitator model. And so you'll be assigned to one or more facilitators. And these people help kind of bring the group together, make sure it's flowing well. They facilitate, but they're learning along with the participants. I was a facilitator, but I felt like I was learning as much as anyone else. They take care of a few other responsibilities to make sure the class runs smoothly. Basically, they serve as a shepherd for the group. And so on this call, we have some experienced facilitators that are joined with us and some that are newly called. Let's talk about next steps. Right now, before you jump off of the call, I want to talk to each of you individually and just confirm that you're interested in the class, and then we'll get some schedules from you. Can you do it every evening? Are there times where you can't do it? And then once we'll do that, we'll take that information and work with the facilitators, and this week we'll assign the facilitators and the group with the time that works for everybody. And then those facilitators, once they know that, they'll reach out to you and invite you to the first class, and that class will begin as soon as next week, depending on everyone's schedules. Now, that's all I've prepared. Before we jump into schedules, who has questions? Comments? A joke, perhaps? Anything?
I have a question about printed materials and how we'll get that to the participants.
Yeah, go ahead, Bishop.
We have ordered workbooks, hard copy workbooks for every member of the course, and we expect to be taking delivery of them tomorrow. We'll deliver them to you.
Great answer. Thanks, Bishop.
And I agree that the written notes and the use of that workbook was important to me, but you could right now go online and get the same workbook. So don't let that stop you. If you're interested and you want to go through some of those materials, you can go through that right now. What's another question that's out there? Yeah, Brother Nelson.
Yeah, just wondered if there are individuals that we were expecting to join us tonight, and for whatever reason either weren't able to log on or are not here. What would be the best way to proceed for those individuals?
Well, I'm recording this, and so I'm going to send those out to the individuals who did not show up today.
Very good. Thank
We'll
you.
follow up with them individually.
Thank you, Bishop.
I would have practiced and done a better job if I had known this was going to be recorded. I would say that now. What other questions are there? You know, the 12 weeks for me was such a big commitment that I almost didn't want to do it. But we were able as a group to make that work. Sometimes in the summer we took a week off, or we were flexible, but really it just worked. And I was able to understand the value of why it was so long, and I thought the sessions were well done. And so for me, that was a concern that kind of resolved itself as I went through this. Any other thoughts? Okay.
Yeah, Adam.
Yes, Brother Wardle.
Yeah, just I'm hoping, and I realize this is probably something for each class, but I'm hoping that there's some remote options available also if things come up. I know a lot of us have kids. I know we do, and sometimes things happen. But if we could remote in, that'll ease that.
To be clear, because of the pandemic, we are only doing this class online.
Yeah.
So everything will be remote. Is that what you mean, Brother Wardle?
Yeah, it's not what I expected to hear, but yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and when things get back to normal, whenever that is, you know, sometimes this remote thing works pretty good. So for this class, we're going to start and potentially finish completely remotely.
Thanks.
Which means you could wear your pajamas. So that's another benefit that we didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other questions?
Yeah, you notice that you can't see us right now. We won't say why.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to go through and ask based on if I know you or the name that's listed, if you'd like to proceed with this and something a little bit about your schedule. So I see a Dustin Miller. Dustin, can you unmute and talk to us for a minute?
Yeah, what would you like to know?
So are you still interested, and what times would work for you?
I mean, if Sunday's an option, Sunday's my best option, especially during the summer, given I work in pest control. But I mean, generally I can make things work in the evening if it's once a week, if necessary. But if I had to list my preference, it would be Sunday.
Okay, so most of the day Sunday and evenings are possible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
7 o'clock and later, it would have to be. And again, as long as it's not more than once a week, if it's during the week.
You know, that's a good question. The groups will have to figure that out, but the way we did it was once a week, and we needed that week in between to fulfill our assignments. So
Okay.
I would be surprised if we did more than once a week.
Okay.
Thank
and
you.
If we miss a class for some reason, is it going to be recorded every time?
You have to start all over. There's no options. I'm just kidding. We'll work with you. And I think I missed one. I had to have someone help me facilitate. But I still got an accountability partner. I still went through the materials. I think it's really valuable to be there, but there is some flexibility.
Okay.
The facilitator can record any session that he wants to.
Okay. Dustin, thanks. If you can go back on mute.
Okay.
I hope I'm saying this right. Is it Anisha? And if you're on mute, you got to come off mute so I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. Anisha is correct.
Awesome. Are you still interested? And can you give us some available times?
Apologies. Could you repeat that again?
I just want to know so we can set up the class if you're still interested in joining and what times would work for you.
I'm her husband. Real quick here. She's taking care of the baby, so give us 1 sec here. I'm pretty sure she is. So I just.
Yeah, we'll come back to you.
Okay.
All right, Debbie Smith. Are you there?
With me, this is Rory. Yeah, we're interested.
Okay. And what times would work for you?
Normally Sunday. We'll make it work. We'll make the time frame work, whatever's convenient for everybody.
Okay.
Hi, Anisha's back. I'm sorry about that. The baby is having a hard one right now.
No problem. We're just looking for some available time slots.
Oh,
right
sure.
now we're looking at all evenings.
Okay.
And sometimes on Sundays. Would either of those work for you?
Yeah, I'm free all the time, so.
Okay. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to the Ortners. Are you there?
We are.
Awesome. Thanks for joining.
Sure.
Are you
We're
planning
pretty
on
free in the evenings, and yeah, we'd like to do it.
evenings? That's a good decision. Thank you. How about the Wardles?
We were just discussing that. We think Sunday evenings are pretty good, although if there's anything that affects the youth, that definitely affects us and makes it hard. And maybe Tuesday and Thursday evenings also are good.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Well,
go ahead.
The first ward does have Bishop's Youth Discussion on the second Sunday of each month. So I'm just throwing that out as, just keep in mind.
Yeah, that might be something that just requires a time adaptation on that day or something when that week of the month comes up, I guess.
I think the shortest answer is we're interested. We'll try to, we'll participate, but we've got a lot of changes going on with our kids with work, and then we have our church responsibilities that make our flexibles very hard to pin down more than a week in advance.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback. How about Casey Jacobs?
Yes, I want to do the class, and nights and Sundays are usually best for me as well.
That's awesome. Thank you. JR, is that you? Oh, you're on mute. There you go.
Sorry about that.
No problem. How would you like to proceed? Are there some times that you're available?
Any evening after 6 and any time on Sunday.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
How
welcome.
about the Davises?
So as of right now, my schedule is completely wide open because I am not working. But if I do go back to work, I work nights. We are interested. So if I get called back to work, then Sunday nights and Saturday mornings are the only time we're available.
Okay, that's good feedback. Thank you.
I can do both of those.
Hunter, how about you, sir?
Yes, I am interested, and I think Sunday evenings are probably the best, but I can make most anything work because I don't have a job right now either, so I can make most things work, whatever's most convenient.
That's good feedback. The Nelsons, are you thinking about participating as well, or are you kind of coordinating for the ward?
We're definitely planning on participating, and yeah, we're here to represent our ward as well, but we'd like to participate. And our availability seems to coincide with most of what's been said. Evenings are typically good for us. Sunday evenings, we have the same thing to remember as Bishop Lemon mentioned, which is that usually the fourth Sunday for us is going to be our Bishop Youth Discussions and Youth Council. We can try to work around that. I'm sure the Bishop will let me, bow out of those if I need to be here. So, yeah.
Okay.
And then Tuesday nights is also hard. And
All
then often on Friday and Saturday nights, it's a little difficult to get away from family because we're doing stuff. But if we have it planned, then we can make it work.
Okay. Sister Lemon, is this something you guys are thinking about as well, or are you just supporting your husband?
No, I'd like to. I've never done that class. I'd love to do it. And really, Sunday night's the best for me.
You know, I'm just thinking with as many Sundays as we have interest, you know, and I know there's dinner and things, but if we did like a 5 or a 5:30, you could still get to those 7 o'clock Bishop Youth discussions. I'm wondering if something like that would work, but we'll get that in there. Who am I missing? I see some facilitators, but Brother Cox, do you have problems with Sundays, or is that working for you so far?
Yes, probably for me, the best night would be Sunday evening.
Okay. And Brother Lodwick, I'm not sure if you're participating or if you're kind of overseeing this, but what are your thoughts?
I'm available pretty much at any time the group needs. I'm not working. I'm just working on putting the house back together from the tornado. So evenings and Sunday evenings work well.
Okay. And Brother Henline, thoughts from you?
Sunday works fine for me.
Okay, that's awesome. Troy, I see you on there. Do you have thoughts you want to share?
Hey, Sunday evenings would work best for us.
And the Scots are participating? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we'll participate, and 7 o'clock seems to work best on Sundays for us. But if we need to do like that 5 o'clock per your recommendation on the youth night, wherever we have youth discussions, that would be okay on that one Sunday. But 7 seems to be a good hour.
Did I inadvertently skip anyone that's on this call that didn't get a chance to speak?
There's somebody represented by iPhone. I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's JR.
That's me.
Okay, JR, okay.
Did you go back to Anisha already? I may have missed that.
Yes.
Yeah, I got hers evenings and Sundays.
Sorry, Anisha. I must have not heard that. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. And like you said, Brother Nelson, there's a few people on our side of the fence that we really wanted to be here and aren't, and so we'll coordinate that as well. I'm winding up, Bishop. I think with this information, we can make a recommendation and work with the facilitators to schedule the first call. You know, we're going to have to think through the tech because there are breakout sessions, right? And so we'll work with the facilitators this week so that they're trained and are ready. But expect to hear directly from your facilitators on our first scheduled meeting, and that should happen very soon. Bishop, any final thoughts from you?
I have a question for you, Brother Dibble. How much time should the participants allocate for the class? Is it 90 minutes, 60 minutes, or what are your thoughts?
And maybe Mike can say as well, because he's very experienced, but what I remember, it was about 90 minutes each session. Is that your experience, Brother Lodwick? He said yes, but he was on mute. I saw his head nod.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, this is my favorite material from the church that they put out in the last 5 or 6 years. I really have been blessed by this, and I'm excited to see this class get kicked off. I think it creates a lot of energy, both in your finances and your family and just really in the ward. So thank you for your time tonight. We'll work with the facilitators. They'll be contacting you, and we'll get this thing kicked off.
Thank you, Brother Dibble.
Thanks, Brother Dibble.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Brother Dibble.
Thanks. Bye.
I'm going to send him an email that say.
Hello, Bishop.
Hi.
Everybody else hang up?
Yeah, there's 4 left. Thanks for being here, guys. See ya.
Yep.